Title: Moses and the Burning Bush. When God calls your name, Exodus 3. Powerful Bible story. Black screen. The sound of howling wind. Suddenly crackling fire. Screen erupts in flames, revealing a lone bush burning but not consumed. Narrator whispered, intense, a shepherd. A fire and a voice that would change history. Music drops, lightning fast cuts, Egyptian whips cracking. Baby Moses in the Nile, a staff turning into a snake. Text slams onto screen. God's most dangerous mission. Narrator urgent. This wasn't just a miracle, it was a trapdoor to destiny. And Moses was terrified to walk through. Epic music swells as we cut to Moses, a 40-year-old shepherd with deep wrinkles etched around his tired eyes. He gazes out over his flock with a defeated slump to his shoulders. But when he looks up, there's a strange fire burning in his eyes. Just then, the bush bursts into flames behind him. Moses turns slowly and stares at it, baffled. We pull back, revealing a dry, barren desert surrounding them. No trees, no shrubs, just sand as far as the eye can see. Narrator softly. Years ago, Moses had been known throughout Egypt as a valiant warrior, a liberator of the oppressed. Now he's just a nobody, a failed prince. A murderer. As the bush burns brighter and brighter, a powerful voice booms from within the flames. GODVO, earth-shaking. Moses, take off your sandals, you're on holy ground. Moses falls back, stumbling backwards away from the bush. His sandals fly off. As we circle him, we see his wrinkled hands shaking. God's voice thunders again. GODVO, I've seen my peoples suffering in Egypt. I'm sending you to Pharaoh. It's time to lead them out of bondage. We see Moses' face go pale. He stumbles back in disbelief. He sinks to his knees, burying his face in his hands. He cries out in anguish. Moses terrified. Who am I to do this? The bush burns brighter than ever. God replies in a voice that cannot be denied. GODVO, I will be with you. The voice echoes in the silence. Close up, Moses' hands shaking. The camera pushes in, revealing his ordinary staff, which has begun to glow brightly. The camera rises up to reveal his face, etched with wonder and disbelief. Narrator, something extraordinary was happening before his eyes. His simple staff was turning into a snake. In that moment, Moses realized he wasn't just facing a burning bush. He was about to embark on the greatest adventure of all time. Flashback: Pharaoh's palace, golden chariots. Servants fanning him as he lounges on a throne. But underneath the opulence, a dark cloud of discontent hangs over him. Turns out he's adopted Moses and raised him, his son. Narrator Kent. 40 years earlier, Moses had it all: power, privilege, family, until one violent choice sent him running into the desert. We see a young Moses confronting an Egyptian slave master who's whipping a helpless woman. Enraged, Moses strikes the man down, killing him. Cut 2. Moses fleeing the palace guards across the desert sands. He looks back to see the guards pursuing him relentlessly. Finally, he comes to a small cluster of huts, wiping the sweat off his brow. He collapses to his knees, completely drained. An old man walks up to him and asks, "Why are you so troubled?" Moses tells him everything. The old man smiles knowingly and says, "Don't worry, God has a plan for you. You will become the great leader of his people and bring them out of slavery. You'll part the sea, receive the 10 commandments, and free my people." Moses thinks the man is crazy, so he ignores him and heads out into the wilderness. There he meets Jethro, who becomes his father-in-law and gives him some sheep to watch over. Narrator softly. Now he spends his days watching sheep and his nights looking up at the stars, wondering why he's been spared. Suddenly, the familiar bush ignites in the distance. Moses' head snaps up. He gets to his feet and begins walking towards it, unsure of what awaits him. To be continued. Hey guys, I know the cliffhanger got you dying to find out what happens next. Well, here's the thing. God is still speaking in a mighty way today. And sometimes when we hear his voice, like Moses, we think, "Oh, no, not me. I'm not qualified. I'm scared, but God calls us to listen anyway. Let's take a closer look at how the story continues. As Moses draws closer to the bush, it grows larger, taking on a human-like shape. The fire crackles and roars, filling the air with warmth and light. As he steps into its glow, Moses feels a sense of overwhelming peace wash over him. He reaches out hesitantly towards the bush, and to his astonishment, the flames do not burn him. They seem to dance around him, creating a protective barrier between him and the outside world. The air shimmers with energy and a voice echoes from within the bush, booming with power and majesty. God, Moses, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have heard the cry of my people who are enslaved in Egypt, and I have brought you to deliver them. These words strike Moses with the force of a physical blow. He falls to his face in reverence and awe. He feels unworthy, undeserving of God's attention. His past failures and shortcomings flood his mind, making him question his ability to fulfill such a monumental task. Moses, who am I that you would choose me for this mission? He looks up at the burning bush, seeking an answer, longing for guidance in this moment of turmoil. The bush seems to pulse with divine energy, and the voice booms again, unwavering and resolute. God, I am with you. I will help you. Look, I have made you a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother will be your prophet. He will speak everything you tell him, and I will give Pharaoh's heart a stubbornness so that I may bring plagues upon Egypt. Moses' eyes widen with a mix of fear and determination. He processes these words, realizing the gravity of what lies ahead, leading his people out of Egypt, facing Pharaoh, confronting the most powerful ruler in the world. It seemed like an impossible task. Yet beneath the fear, a spark of courage ignited within him. Moses, what if they don't believe me? A long pause. The bush seems to shrink slightly, and the voice softens, becoming gentler but no less authoritative. God, when they don't believe, I will perform miraculous signs and wonders, and when I speak with my staff in your hand, it shall become a serpent. And with those words, the bush vanished, leaving Moses alone in the desert with nothing but the sound of the wind. He looked down at his staff, now pulsating with divine energy. He felt a surge of confidence mixed with a healthy dose of fear. He knew he wasn't just facing a challenge. He was embarking on a journey guided by the Almighty himself. So let's ask ourselves, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Is it an opportunity you're struggling to step into? A dream that feels too big? A fear that holds you back? Maybe it's a sin you just can't seem to stop doing. If you can relate to Moses, take heart. God wants to empower you too. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies those He calls. Don't let fear cripple you, let faith guide you. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the desert, Moses prepares to embark on his extraordinary journey. He knows he's not just going to deliver his people from slavery. He's going to lead them into a deeper relationship with God, with renewed determination. He turns and walks away from the desert and toward his destiny. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this thrilling episode of The Chosen One. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you don't miss any new episodes. Also, be sure to smash that like button if you want to see more stories like this. And remember, God is still calling. Will you answer?